via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and via Skype. Each one of you is welcomed to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, thinking about sex is not the way for transformation. There are many people who go on thinking about sex. They enjoy thinking about it, reading about it, watching pictures and pornography. They enjoy this, and when it comes to the actual moment of sex, they feel uncomfortable and suddenly not interested in. They even feel that they have become impotent. They feel the vital energy while thinking. When they want to move into the actual act, they feel there is no energy and not even desire. They feel the body has become inactive, dead. This is the situation of most of the people. What is happening? Even the sex act has become cerebral, mental. They think about it. They cannot do because doing involves the whole being. And whenever there is involvement of the whole, the head becomes uncomfortable, uneasy, because then they cannot be the master. They cannot be in total control. Tantra says, Tantra can make you whole, total. For that you have to enter into it meditatively. You have to move in it, forgetting all about sex, all that you had studied about it, all that the society has told you about it, the church, the religion, the teachers. Forget everything and just get involved in it in your totality. Forget to control. Control creates barriers. Instead of control, be possessed by it. Do not control it. Move in it as if you have become mad. The no mind state, if you have experience, looks like the state of madness. Sufis use the word mazoob, totally engrossed, become the body, become the animal, because the animal is whole. Animal is not cerebral. He knows nothing about the mind. And as modern man is, only sex seems to be the easiest possibility to make you whole, because sex is the deepest, the biological center within you. Sex is the deepest biological center in you. You are born out of it. Your every cell is guided by it, and it is sex cell. Your body entire body is the phenomena of this energy. So the first sutra says, at the start of the sexual union, keep attentive on the fire in the beginning, and so continuing, avoid the embers in the end. At the start of the sexual union, keep attentive on the fire in the beginning, and so continuing, avoid the embers in the end. And this makes the whole difference. For you, sex act is a release. So when you move in it, you are in a hurry to finish it. You want a release, the act is finished. Overflowing energy will be released and you are at ease. This at easeness is a sort of weakness. Overflowing energy will be released and you will be at ease. This at easeness is a sort of weakness. Overflowing energy creates tensions, excitement. You feel something has to be done. You want to release it. When the energy is released, you feel weak. This happens with most of the people. You may take this weakness as relaxation because the excitement is no more. The overflowing energy is no more troubling you and you can relax. But this relaxation is not overflowing, not positive, not creative. Instead, it is negative. If you can relax just by throwing the energy, it is at a great cost. And this relaxation can only be physical. It cannot go deeper and cannot become the spiritual relaxation. This first sutra says, do not be in a hurry and do not hanker for the end. That is what say, do not allow the embers in the end. Do not be in a hurry and at the same time do not hanker for the end. Remain with the beginning. There are two parts of the sex act, the beginning and end. Remain with the beginning, the sutra says. The beginning part is most relaxed, warm, but do not be in a hurry to move to the end. Forget the end completely. At the start of the sexual union, keep attentive on the fire in the beginning. While you are overflowing, do not think in terms of release. Remain with the overflowing energy. So do not do anything. Forget everything completely. Be whole in this warm beginning. Remain with your beloved or your lover as if you have become one. Create complete the circle. There are three possibilities. Two lovers meeting can create three figures, geometrical figures. You may have read about it or seen an old alchemical picture in which man and woman are standing naked within three geometrical figures. One figure is a square, another figure is a triangle, and the third figure is a circle. This is one of the oldest alchemical and tantric analysis of sex act. Ordinarily, when you are in the sex act, there are four persons, not two. And this is a square. A square, the four angles are there because you yourself are divided into thinking part and feeling part. So you are two. Your partner is also divided into two, that is four persons, and this is what is called the first figure, the square. Into the thinking part and the feeling part, two persons are not meeting there. Instead, there are four persons. The thinking in you, the feeling in you, the thinking in your partner, the feeling in your partner. It is a crowd. And in the crowd there can be no deep meeting really. There are four corners. And meeting is just false. It looks like meeting, but it is not. There can be no communion because your deeper part is hidden and your beloved's deeper part is also hidden, and only two heads are meeting. Only two thinking processes are involved in the act, not two feeling possibilities, not two feeling processes, they are hidden. The second type of meeting can be like a triangle. You are two angles of the base. For a sudden moment, fraction of a moment, you become one, like the third angle of the triangle. For sudden moment, your two-ness is lost and you become one. This is better than the squared meeting because at least for a single moment, there is oneness. That oneness gives you health, vitality, you feel alive and young again. Then comes the third and the best. This third is the tantric meeting. You become a circle, no angles. There are no angles, and the meeting is not for a single moment. Instead, the meeting is really non-temporal. There is no time in it, and this can happen only if you are not seeking the release of the energy. If you are seeking the release, then it will become a triangle meeting, because the moment there is release, the contact point is lost. So the sutra says, remain with the beginning, do not move to the end. How to remain in the beginning? Many things have to be remembered. First, do not sex act as a way of going anywhere. Do not take it as a means. It is an end itself. There is no end to it. It is not a means. Secondly, do not think about the future. Remain in the present moment. And if you cannot remain in the present, in the beginning part of the sex act, then you can, because when you begin the act, you start it in a cerebral mode. If you cannot remain in the present in the beginning part of the act, then you can never remain in the present, because the very nature of act is such that you are thrown into the present. Remain in the present. Enjoy the meeting of the two bodies. Two souls merge into each other, melt into each other. Forget that you are going anywhere. Remain in the moment without going anywhere and melt. Warmth, love should be made a situation for two persons to melt into each other. The other is just a means, and the other is using you. Both are exploiting one another, not merging into each other. With love, you can merge. This merging is the beginning and will give you many insights. If you are not in a hurry to finish the act, by and by it becomes less and less sexual and more spiritual. Sex organs also melt into each other. A deep, silent communion happens between two bodily energies, and then you can remain in it for hours. This togetherness moves deeper and deeper as time moves on. But do not think. Remain with the moment, deeply immersed. It becomes an ecstasy, a samadhi, a cosmic consciousness. And if you can know this, you can feel and realize that your sexual mind will become non-sexual. And this is the essence of celibacy. Celibacy does not mean you avoid the act. Instead, your sexual mind becomes non-sexual. Celibacy can be attained through it. It looks paradoxical because we have always been thinking about it. We'll continue it. It looks paradoxical because we have always been thinking in terms that if a person has to remain celibate, he must not look at sex. He must not meet the opposite sex. He must avoid, escape. This is false celibacy. The mind goes on thinking about sex, but you are celibate. And the more you escape from the other, the more you have to think about it. Because this is a basic, sex is a basic deep need. Tantra says do not try to escape. There is no escape possible in any way. Rather use nature itself to transcend. If you want to fast, you think more about food. But if you enter into the food, start eating food meditatively, then you can transcend easily. That is the art of eating food. This was my first radio program. How do we eat? Imagine. How do we eat? We have a platter full of delicious food, or the foods that you like. It is in front of you. You have a morsel in your mouth. The next one in the spoon, you are holding it. The second morsel is ready to go in the mouth. You do not need to see to take the morsel into the mouth. So it is a natural. And your eyes are fixed on what is on the platter, how much has remained and how much you have to get more. This is the way we eat, not meditatively. And even if we say our prayers, whether it is a Hindu, Christian or Muslim, the act remains the same. Use the nature. This is a way you cannot remain without food. Eat meditatively, relaxed, without focusing your attention on the sound of WhatsApp message or call, and in that way you can transcend. Do not fight. Accept nature in order to transcend it. If this communion with your beloved or your lover is prolonged with no end in mind, no rush to end the process, you can just remain in the beginning. This is the way. When people are angry, you watch them. When they are eating, they just go on swallowing the food. The process of eating involves taking the food to the nostril, to the mouth, and then chewing it until the food becomes liquefied in your mouth, and then it enters the stomach and the other process begins. So you are just remaining in the beginning. Excitement is energy, and in excitement you can lose it. You can come very easily to the peak. Then the energy is lost and depression will follow. That is why everyone feels depressed after the act. A weakness will follow. You may take it as a relaxation, but it is negative. Tantra moves in a totally different manner. It gives you a higher relaxation, a positive relaxation. Both partners melting into each other give vital energy to each other. This we will continue in tomorrow's session. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.